everybody, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. As you can see, I've already primed my eyelids and I'm now putting in the tape. Now I'm just quickly grabbing the Jeffree Artistry palette. I'm going in with a shade called Nate, which is like a light green eyeshadow shade, and I'm gonna apply this as my first transitioning shade, making sure that I pack it in really well and also blend it out. Then I'm grabbing the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm going in the eyeshadow called Jada, which is like a more darker green but a little bit softer, not too dark. So I'm just gonna apply it on top of that Nate green eyeshadow shade, and then once I'm happy with that, I'm quickly gonna go in with the eyeshadow called Abyss or Ibis. Well, it's basically more like a mixture of black and brown, and I'm just gonna pack it in my crease area, making sure that I actually deepen that eyeshadow shade a little bit more. As you can see, it's gonna start transitioning into be like a darker green in just a minute. So now I'm just taking my concealer and I'm basically starting to cut that crease area. And now I'm just gonna make sure that I wing it out just a little bit. Today we're not going like all the way to my like temple kind of liner, but just a little short wing basically. So now I'm grabbing Essence Royal Party eyeshadow palette and I'm basically going in with a purple shade called Short Time, and I'm just gonna apply it on top of that concealer. And as you can see, it's not gonna be as dark as the purple on the palette itself. Because of that concealer, it's gonna be slightly lighter. So again, I'm taking my concealer and I'm cutting the crease again. Today is all about cutting that crease, and I'm just filling out that empty space before moving on to the next eyeshadow. And now I'm just going in again with a light green eyeshadow from Jeffree Star, and this one is a shade called Nate, and I'm gonna apply it to the rest of the eyelid, making sure that I also wing it out. Onto the liner, and basically I'm going in with my favorite gel liner, and I'm just gonna apply it just where my lashes are. And we're not gonna wing it out this time. And then making sure that I also apply it on my lower lash line, then pop in some lashes and move on to the next. So now I'm grabbing the Smudge foundation primer, face primer, and basically I'm gonna apply this before applying my foundation. So now I'm going in with my hands and basically spreading it all over my face. And now moving on to the foundation, which I've been looking forward to, is to mixing these two foundation shades, which is from Nicka K, New York, and basically I'm going in with the almond shade and brown, and this one are basically mineral infused stick foundations, and we're gonna be mixing these two together. So I'm starting off by using the shade called brown basically, which doesn't look so brown to me, and I'm gonna use it on those areas in my face where are a bit lighter, and then I'm gonna go in with the shade called Almond, which is a darker, which has a little bit of red shade or tone to it, and basically I'm gonna use it around those areas where I'm darker, but I'm not contouring or anything. I'm just basically playing around with that foundation to see if it's actually gonna work according to how I envisioned it in my mind, which I was quite impressed. I was not disappointed at all, because after blending those two foundations together, wow, bam, I got my basically matched my tone. Yes, it worked. So I'm just going over it with a damp beauty blender and blending it all out. So now I'm grabbing the LA Girl Pro Conceal concealer in a shade called Fawn, and basically I'm gonna use this to highlight those areas that I want to stand out. And basically those areas are underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, my cupid's bow, and of course my chin. As you can see here, I'm basically using it to correct a little bit of mistake that I made And I can't show you guys a little secret. So basically I'm straightening out that wing liner that I had made a mistake on, and yeah, that's how we do it. If you want your wing to look as sleek and straight as possible, you just use a little bit of concealer to correct it.
Is it so hard to let you go?
So once I'm done blending out the concealer with my beauty blender, I'm basically going in with my fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend out that concealer underneath my eye, because you know, girl, it don't look so cute when it's like that. So now I'm going in with the eyeshadow shade from Royal Party, and it's a shade called Showtime, which is like a purple shade. As you can see underneath my lower lash line, that's the shade on the palette compared to the one on my crease area. And I'm applying this just to kind of like smoke out that lower lash line. And now back onto the face again, I'm going in with the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. This one is a translucent powder. Hey, sometimes I get lost with my words. So I'm basically setting underneath those areas that we use the concealer to highlight. And now I'm taking my brush and basically removing that excess powder. And once I did that, I kind of noticed, yo guys, I was looking a little bit too powdery. Yo, that was not going to look cute and unfortunate. So basically went back in, got my concealer, reapplied those areas just to help things look together. And yeah, once I was happy with that, I grabbed my e.l.f. clarifying press powder, and this one is in a shade called Toffee, and basically this is what I use to contour. So I'm contouring the sides of my nose and the hollows of my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead. And yo guys, it just happened that today I'm seeing things in a different light. As in, like, my nose was starting to look a little bit skew. Like one side of my nose was like the tip of my nose basically. Or was it my maybe it's all in my mind. Maybe I'm going a little bit cuckoo. But yeah, today my nose looks a little bit bigger, y'all. I didn't do anything to it, so please don't arrest me for that. So as you can see, I'm just basically going in contouring my nose a little bit more, because I was like, I was starting to see things, y'all. Are you guys seeing this, or is it me? So then I just basically brushed that off and I moved on to the hollows of my cheeks. And now I'm going in with the MAC blush, and this one is called Frankly, and basically I'm just using just very little, very tiny bit of that blush, very light-handedly as they call it, and I'm just applying it on the apples on my cheeks at the same time, making sure that I blend out that contour with the same brush. Yes, with the same brush. And now I'm going in with the essence called the highlighter basically, and this one is called Hypnotic, and this one is one of my underestimated highlighter. Basically, when I bought it, I didn't think it was going to be as pigmented as I thought until I applied it, as you can see. So I'm applying it on top of that blush as well as on the tip of my nose, because today the tip of my nose is just showing up and showing off, and a little bit on the beginning of the bridge of my nose. And of course, let's not forget the Cupid's bow. And today I was confident enough to have the courage to highlight my big forehead. Yes, and I loved it. So now moving on to the lips, I'm going in with the e.l.f. lip liner, and this one is in a shade called Natural Blush. Yeah, baby, it's blushy, alright. I just love how nudish, pinkish it is, since I love that word so much. But overall, I just went over my lips with a little bit of a gloss. And lest we forget that we forgot, apply the mascara on our lower lash line. Yep, I said it. I almost forgot it. And that's about it, you guys. I certainly hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Until next time, bye bye.